Hello everyone, welcome back to playing Minecraft Infdev all the way to release 1.8.9. In today's episode we are updating to the version Alpha 1.0.7. This version of Alpha was released on July 19th, 2010, and all it did was fixed some random bug. I'm sorry if I sound a little tired today, but I didn't get much sleep last night. Or no, I'm sorry. Um hold on. The audio is not working. Hold on. Okay, I figured out what the issue was. I actually just turned off sounds in my settings because I was getting annoyed of the sounds in game, so I turned them off. But anyways, basically right where we left off. Um These cactuses have not grown. So I don't know what the hell gets them to grow. I don't know if they need water or something else. But anyways, you can see here I already like dug out this whole area out here. And this is supposed to be the barracks kind of room, I guess. And I don't know if did I get no. Okay. It looks like we're gonna have to go chop down a lot of wood. And to do that, I think I want to actually go to my main base just because, like, it's gonna be a little hard to find any trees out here. I feel like we should wait until it's daytime. Or should I just go? I don't know. Let's just go. I don't care. It's about to be daytime anyways. I might get jumped by a creeper, but that's fine. Do I have a crafting? Yeah, okay. But yeah, back to what I was saying earlier. I am a little tired right now because I was up really late last night. I was up until like 5 in the morning. Uh, I was playing on one of my friend's Minecraft servers. So it's like an online group of friends that I have. I don't actually know them in real life, but I don't know. I just like to play on servers sometimes. I think it's fun playing with other people. And I know in my last video I kind of came across as like really negative, and I was talking about how like I didn't like how the direction of the game was going and blah blah blah. Um, well, like I said before, I hope the game gets better. I hope they improve Bedrock, and I don't want you guys to think that I'm like how do I say this? I don't want you guys to think that I like support Notch or something like that, because he is not a good person, and I won't deny that. Um, he said a lot of messed up stuff, and I'm not going to excuse what he said. So I I don't know. The whole situation is just kind of sad because after he made the game, he got like rich and famous, right? But then he kind of got like really sad and lonely, basically. So I don't know. The whole situation is kind of just sad. And yeah, I'm just I don't know. It's a very touchy subject when it comes to talking about Notch because of the things that he said in the past. So I just want to let you guys know though that I'm not gonna support him in any way. So and I know there's people out there that are like, "Oh, Notch isn't a bad person. He was just saying those things." Well, how I don't know how you can prove that. Like, how do you know that he was lying then? How do you know he was lying? Like, you don't know. I just, I don't entirely believe those people. I don't believe their argument. I don't know. I think it's weird. Um, I don't hate Notch because, I mean, there's no reason to hate him, really. And for me, there's no reason to hate him. So, do I think he was a bad person? Yeah, I think he was. I think he turned into a bad person. And I don't know, I don't want to say anything without like pissing anyone off right now. Um, because if I feel like if I talk about it too much, then people in the comments are gonna be like, "No, Notch was a good person. He didn't mean those things and blah blah blah." You know, stuff like that. Yeah. You guys probably don't care though. Hopefully. I can't think of many people though that actually think Notch is a good person. I don't know. He kind of just became a bad person after Minecraft got popular. And I don't know if that has to do with the fame getting to his head or something. I really don't know. I don't know if he believed anything that he tweeted about, but at the end of the day, he shouldn't have tweeted about them. So he did make a cool game, but like I said, he just turned out to be a bad person. So you can disagree with me if you want, but please just keep in mind that this is the internet and people are going to disagree with you. So if you have something to say, then let's stay open-minded. Alright. Because I don't want people to start arguing in my... I don't want people to start arguing about Notch in my comments section. That would be really annoying. So, please keep it civil. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking about him. Because I don't want to draw more attention to it. I don't want this video to be, like, super negative or anything like the last couple videos. But anyways, yeah, I've been playing on my friend's server recently, and they're thinking about starting a modded server. But my issue with it is that, like, it has fresh animations and stuff like that on it. Personally, I'd rather play without fresh animations. Just because, like, I don't know, I just feel like I could do without it. I don't need it. And the other thing is, like, fresh animations, whenever I add it to any of my mod packs, it is so laggy. Like, it's so frickin' laggy. It's kind of ridiculous. But I'm kind of excited for it whenever they start it up, because it'll be, hopefully it'll be like a fresh new start instead of just playing on the same world, because I recently joined their server and it's kind of nice playing on a server because you don't really have to worry about that much. You got other people that can help you, and yeah, you can talk to your friends and stuff and just have fun, I guess. But recently I kind of been thinking about just like taking a break, probably from the game, or from this world maybe. I don't know if I want to do that still. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love playing on this world. I've been playing on it for this whole week, pretty much. But I'm also kind of worried that I might be going through the updates a little too fast, because we're already on Alpha 1.0.7. I mean, I don't think we're even halfway through all the Alpha updates, I'm gonna be completely honest, but I just think that you guys would be missing out on a lot if I was just like speed running through all the updates. So one of the things I'm gonna try to do, my best, I'm gonna try to see if there's any like cool like features that are unique to these versions. And what I mean by that is, for example, if there's like a bugged item or something in these versions, then I'll try to get it somehow. Just stuff like that. And a good example of that is in one of the 1.5 updates, I believe. Yeah, one of the 1.5 updates, they had this weird bug where if you placed a minecart, there would be a pig spawner inside the minecart. So, so you can literally have pig spawners, and it's kind of funny. I really wanna mess with that once that update comes around. So I'd be pretty excited for that. And I do believe there's also an update where you can kind of just enchant anything that you want. So that'll also be really cool to do that sort of thing. I'm sorry if I sound like really monotone. I am so tired right now. It's not even funny. Because I was up until like 5 in the morning playing on my friend's Minecraft server. I didn't even get that far in the server. I got like copper armor and tools and stuff, and I couldn't find any more iron. And I don't know what he did, but like so we're playing on a server with like data packs, and because of that, the server is a little different. So like different stuff happens, and so when mobs spawn, they like rise out of the ground. I don't know what data pack that is, but he added like some kind of data pack where the mobs rise out of the ground, right? So, and it was really weird because I didn't know that they did that, and when I played on the server, it freaked me out because I'm like, oh my god, the creeper just came out of the ground. What is going on? So, and I think we might have been playing on like hard mode too, which didn't really help anything. But I mean, it's good for villagers, I guess, when you set up like villager trading stuff and whatever. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of like the villager trading stuff. I mean, yeah, it's nice to have, but it's not balanced. Like I said, it's just not balanced. They need to balance it better. And I wish they did. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it kind of sucks. But anyways, I'm trying to remember what I was trying to say now. Oh yeah. So all I have is like copper tools and stuff, and I have this. I dug underground, and I live in this like. I basically live in a hole, on a like a mountain kind of situation, hidden from everyone else. And I'm not gonna stay there for forever. Obviously, eventually I'm gonna move out of that hole. But I don't know. I just like living inside holes sometimes in this game. I like to dig out like holes in the ground and set up a base inside there. There's just something about it that's just feels so right. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. There's something about it that just it feels like I'm hiding from the rest of the world, if that makes sense. Monsters everywhere. But so I'm gonna try to do my best that when a new update comes, I will try to do that feature or like experience that feature or whatever. Sorry if I'm like fumbling over my words. I'm tired. So that's why I sound so weird. Replant all of these trees. Most of this episode has just been me chopping down wood. And it kind of gives you guys the full sense of how long it takes me to do all this stuff in alpha. I don't even need this many logs, I'm pretty sure, but we got enough just in case. And from that entire tree farm, we have 4 stacks of logs and 4.5 stacks of logs. So try doing the math. Like, what is that times 4? 16 planks, 16 wooden planks at least. And then half is like, I don't know, 16 stacks of wooden planks. Is that what I said? What did I say of 16 wooden planks? I didn't mean to say 16 wooden planks. I meant to say 16 stacks. Sorry, I'm I'm so out of it right now. Get up here. Oh no, there's a skeleton. Oh. Get out of here. Oh my god, he almost fucking killed me. What the hell? Okay. Where? Oh my god, this sucks. See, this is what I was talking about in my other videos, guys. We need to have more lighting because they just keep spawning everywhere and it's starting to get annoying. They keep spawning and they keep chasing me. So I need to have more lighting around my base. I don't know how to do that without doing torch spam though. That's the issue. I don't want to do torch spam. I don't like doing torch spam because I think it looks ugly. Where the fuck? Okay. Are they both out there? I don't know where the creeper went. I'm just gonna run for it. I don't care. Yeah, I'm just running for it. Fuck this. Everyone is chasing me. Oh my god, I'm getting chased by 2 creepers. What the hell? Wow. That's crazy. If any of you who are watching this, are still like interested in me playing that mod pack that I made. Hold on. I have to plug my computer in. Okay. You know what I hate about my monitor is like I don't know why the fuck this happens, but okay, when I close my laptop should be turned off, right? But whatever fucking reason, sometimes my monitor it just stays on. And for some reason it was like that all night last night. My monitor was on. And I don't want that. I don't want my monitor to stay on all night. That's not good. So I'm kind of upset about that. Anyways, back to what I was saying. For those of you who wish for me to return to that mod pack that I made a while ago, where I was, it was called Conquest of Svealand. Oh my god, I'm so out of it today. It's not even funny. It's called the series I made was called that, not the mod pack. But anyways, if you guys want to see me keep playing that, I might keep playing that eventually, just because like I don't know, it's nice playing modded sometimes. It's a nice change from playing these older versions. And I think I've told you guys already, I'm not one of those people who only likes the old versions. It's just that sometimes I get bored of one version and then I start playing a different one, if that makes sense. So, but right now there's like so I actually have it scheduled where there's going to be like the next 4 days from this day, which you guys are not going to know because this video is going to come out like way in the future. The next 4 days from today, there's going to be videos uploaded like every day because I have it set up so whenever I upload a video, it's like scheduled the day after the last video. So I have like this thing going on. Like, so if I record multiple videos in one day, then I can just do the same thing, right? So I don't have to worry if, like, for example, if I get sick or something, or if I have something important going on, you know, stuff like that. So that's kind of part of the reason why I have that system. It's just more convenient for me, really. So here we are back at the bunker. I remember telling you guys, like, I want this bunker to be really, really secret. I want nobody to be able to find it. But I can't help but feel like I put it in a pretty obvious spot, if I'm gonna be honest. So, but I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's done. It's not really a functional base. It's not really a base either. It's just like, it's kind of just serves more as sort of decoration, I suppose you could call it. Yeah, something like that. But yeah, I really like the use of logs I decided to do here because I have so many logs that I can get, and I didn't want like I don't know. I just think it's nice because it's different from snow. Oh my god, I can't talk right now. It's different from stone. Yeah, I'm just like really tired. So that's why I'm completely just like pooped out right now. But I'd like to get this whole room done. We have no dirt. Great. I'll just use sand. It'll be fine. I don't know how we don't have any dirt though. Like what? Yeah, I don't know what's up with these cactuses, man. Oh. Okay, so if you hit the cactus, you take damage. I didn't know that. That's weird. Oh, come on. Give me that. Oh my god, stop doing that, please. That's so annoying. Okay. Wall is almost done. I believe it's just a couple more blocks high. Yes. It should be really easy to do. All I have to do is go like this. I may or may not have enough. However, you can kind of see that I had to like place dirt around this because I was digging like into like the ceiling was going into the surface, and that was not good. So I had to like place dirt everywhere. Oh man, are we not gonna have enough? Man, this is like 4 stacks. Are you kidding me? Holy shit, man. How many fucking stacks of logs? Okay. Yeah, that was literally more than 4 stacks. This took me 4 stacks. I don't like that. I'm gonna actually change that in a bit because I need to put smooth stone there. And did I place? Okay, yeah. I'm just making sure. I didn't place it here because this art right here is in the middle. If you guys haven't seen my other videos, basically this is a bunker that is based off of the Brotherhood of Steel. How the hell did I forget this? Okay. Anyways, this is a bunker based off the Brotherhood of Steel. Not really based off one bunker completely. It's loosely based off the Lost Hills bunker. But it's a little different. It's not for one, it's not as big as the Lost Hills bunker, obviously. Because if it was, it would be fucking massive. So there's no way I could like recreate an entire Fallout location. I mean, I could try. Okay, game, you're not scaring anybody. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I could try recreating some Fallout location, but that would just take so long to do. I'm gonna be completely honest with you guys. Like, yeah, I don't know if I'd like that. I don't know. I've thought about like adding the Enclave or something to my world because they're one of my favorite factions. Okay. I'm messing up really bad here. Okay. Yeah, I was kind of worried when the sound wasn't working that there might have been something wrong with my sound input or something, but it was just because I turned off sounds in the game because there's a stupid spider, and the spider was making a lot of noises, and it was starting to piss me off because it was getting annoying. So I just turned off sounds because the spiders, I can't stand their hissing noises. It's just annoying to me. I'm sorry. I can't. I can't handle it. It's just so annoying to me. I don't know if we have enough here. We probably don't. I know I've cut out like a large, like, sections of, or I haven't shown you like most of the building and stuff like that. But most of the building is basically me just like digging out the rooms, and I don't think you guys want to see that. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I don't think you guys would care for that. I'm gonna be completely honest here, but yeah, I don't know. I have this idea. Well, I have a lot of ideas. If I were to ever make my like Golden Age, my own Minecraft Golden Age mod, I put down like a bunch of ideas that I have. And one of the first ideas that I have is I want to make like some kind of change to how the progression works. And what I mean by that is like instead of just like wood and then stone and then iron and then diamonds, I want to change it up a bit. I want to make it so you have to get like a few other like things before you can actually progress. You know what I mean? But I need to make it balanced somehow, so you can't just like speed run. You know what I mean? Otherwise, that would just be like there wouldn't be any point to the progression. But anyways, my whole thought process behind it right now is kind of like, okay, so you start out with wood and then stone, just like you normally do. But you start the first ore that you can actually mine is copper. And okay, let's not do this right now. Anyways, the first ore that you can mine is copper, and then once you get a copper pickaxe, you can mine tin, and then I'm gonna have some kind of like, I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but my idea right now is that I want there to be some kind of metallurgy crafting, if that makes sense. I don't even know if you guys know what metallurgy is, but metallurgy is basically like combining two different metals to make a new alloy, if that makes sense. So for example, or it's like using, or it's just like turning metals into other alloys, stuff like that. So for example, like steel is an alloy, right? It's made from iron, and so is bronze. So my thought process right now is that I'm gonna make it so that you have to make tin bronze, which is gonna be combined with tin and copper in some kind of metallurgy process. I don't know how I'm gonna implement that, but that's kind of what that's kind of what I want it to be like. And like I said, I need to have it like balanced in some way, so you can't just like speed run through like all the progression. You know what I mean? Because that would just be, there wouldn't be any point in like doing any of the progression then, if that makes sense. So anyways, after you get like tin bronze, you get a tin bronze pickaxe, right? And I'm gonna make it so that only tin bronze pickaxes can mine iron. And now this is kind of similar to Vintage Story, because in Vintage Story I do believe they kind of have the same sort of progression where it goes from stone tools to copper to making tin bronze or just bronze in general, because there's different bronze alloys in Vintage Story, but I'm only gonna have tin bronze probably if I ever make a mod. And then from tin bronze you get iron. And then my thought is kind of like, well, after iron you just get diamonds, right? And then you're just kind of like you're just kind of done then. Well, I thought that was kind of too soon to get diamonds, and I think that there needs to be some kind of way to make steel. So then steel is the only thing that can mine diamonds. Steel, and after that, obviously. Not just steel, but just steel and every pickaxe after that. So yeah, that is kind of what my thought of what the progression would look like if I ever made a Golden Age Minecraft mod or whatever. And to get steel, I'm gonna have to, like, my first thought was like, okay, so when people made steel back in the day, they used bloomery furnaces, right? And bloomery furnaces were made out of stone, clay, and whatever else, right? So I thought, well, maybe a bloomery furnace can just be crafted by having a furnace that's like surrounded by clay and stuff. And yeah, whatever. But the issue with that is, like, it's super easy to get clay. At least I think it is. It's pretty easy to get clay in the game. Well, obviously not in these older versions, but in more modern versions, it's kind of easy. I feel like it is. So that's an issue, right? Like, it's going to be easy to get clay, so you don't really have to spend much time going through that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, does that make any sense to you? Like, you could just get clay basically when you have wooden tools, and then you can already be prepared to make the bloomery furnace to make steel, and that kind of just like completely um gets rid of the entire purpose of having iron. So that's kind of what that's kind of where my I don't know, that's kind of where I'm stuck. I'm not very I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how to balance games, but my thought is that, maybe I can make it so you have to discover some lost city or something, like this ancient civilization that has all this like knowledge, all this technology that's written down, and you have to find like a blueprint or something for a bloomery furnace, right? And then if you have to use that blueprint in a when you're crafting the bloomery furnace so that you can actually make it. Something like that, just to make it more balanced. But I don't want it to be like an RNG based thing where it's like, oh, it's like there's like a 1% chance that it generates in chests and whatever. Because that would just be stupid, right? Like, nobody would like that. Nobody likes, at least as far as I know, there's not a lot of people who like the RNG exploration kind of part of the game. I mean, I do like exploring other structures. Don't get me wrong, but like if I'm looking for a very specific thing in the game that has like a 1% chance of generating in a chest, I'm going to get burnt out pretty quickly, and I'm not going to enjoy that. So so anyways, yeah, my thought is like, okay, you can discover this lost civilization in this like abandoned city or whatever that has like this old knowledge, this old technology somewhere. and you find the blueprint, and then you can craft it, and now you can actually make steel. Or what I could do is I could make it so you have to fight some kind of boss to get steel. And that's kind of more like a Terraria type of progression if you think about it, like similar to Terraria where you have to like defeat bosses to unlock new ores and stuff like that. Um, but I feel like people would have more fun doing it that way, right? Because it forces them to use iron tools. And I need to make the boss fight, obviously challenging, but balanced enough to where people can still beat it, like the average person can still beat it. And he like drops the Bloomery Furnace blueprint, whatever. Anyways, I have I've been talking about this mod that I want to make that doesn't even exist. I'm probably never gonna make it because I'm not a good programmer. I've only used Python for a brief amount of time, so I don't know. But another idea that I've had for a kind of mod set in the Golden Age era is I want to add like some kind of realistic brewing system because I like brewing in real life. So how it's gonna work is it's basically gonna be like how do I explain this? So you get the ingredients, right? And then you make a barrel and you put the ingredients inside a barrel and that creates like beer or whatever or wine, whatever it is. Um and you leave it in that barrel to ferment, right? And I'm gonna have it so that it takes like I don't know, like 30 in-game days maybe or 10 in-game days for it to stop fermenting because I mean, I feel like video games when they add alcohol in brewing to the game, they don't really do it in a realistic way. They're kind of just like, okay, you made alcohol, there you go. And it's like, well, that's not really how it works because it's a whole process. So you have to wait for it to stop fermenting, and then after that, you have to put it the I'm gonna make it so you can like hold this kind of container like a bottle or something, and you can right click on the barrel, and it'll give you like a bottle of wine or something like that, and it'll say like on the tooltip of the item that it's aging, and I want to have some kind of system to where like depending on how long you keep that in the bottle, um, like the better status effects it gives you, I guess, if that makes sense. Because you can't really like taste stuff in game, and the whole thought of like aging stuff is that the longer you have it aging for, the kind of like more alcohol taste goes is supposed to go away, and the more like fruity taste, whatever is supposed to like if that I don't know if that makes sense to you guys. I'm not that great at explaining it, but basically, yeah, I want there to be some kind of like realistic brewing process where you have to put it in a barrel, let it ferment, and then you have to store it in a bottle and let it age, and then it gives you like cool status effects, stuff like that. I mean, obviously, I'm still gonna make it so you can get drunk, so it's not like overpowered or anything. Um, that's that sounds so weird to say, but uh yeah. And then I also like because there's gonna be brewing, I also want there to be distillation as well. And if you don't know what distillation is, it's basically like the best way I can describe it is it's evaporating like it's so you brew like whatever you're making, right? So let's say, for example, you're just making like corn wine, like corn wine, whatever. And that's basically just like corn and water and yeast and sugar, whatever. And so what you do is you evaporate that, and it's God, how do I explain this? It's such a weird process, but it just works. Anyways, it like goes through these like tubes and stuff, and eventually that evaporated like alcohol, it gets cooled and it gets turned back into liquid. So it's like you evaporate the alcohol and you turn it back into liquid, and that is supposed to get rid of like the bad taste from corn wine or whatever you want to call it. I'm just calling it corn wine because like I don't know what else to call it. It's just whiskey that's not distilled. That's basically what it is because that's what whiskey is. It's like distilled corn wine. That's all it is basically. But yeah, I just want there to be some kind of cool like mod or something or system in the game where you can actually brew stuff because I feel like it fits the game. I don't know why. I just feel like it fits the game. Since the game is in a kind of a medieval setting, well, it's kind of hard to tell. The game doesn't really have any direction, so it's kind of just whatever. But a lot of people interpret this game as being like medieval, like basically. But if this game were to have a more medieval approach, Mojang, please add brewing to the game, please. I know you have potion brewing, but please add alcohol. Um, I know you guys are trying to be kind of like kid friendly in a way, but just dude, who cares about that? All right, just screw that whole philosophy. Please add brewing to the game. That would be awesome, and I would play the hell out of that update if you actually added brewing and distillation, because that would be cool as hell. Anyways, this video is getting too long. I've been rambling about the stuff that doesn't even exist. And I'm gonna see you guys later. So, see ya.